Hello, friends, and welcome. Today, we're going on a little adventure with words. We're going to find out the magic trick that turns one thing into lots and lots of things. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in.
So, think about it for a second. What's the real difference between having one single toy car and having a whole basket overflowing with toys? It's all about something we call singular and plural nouns, and trust me, it's way easier than it sounds. And to help us learn all about it, we're going to join two good friends, Rohan and Priya. They're off to the park for a super fun picnic, and they're going to help us uncover all the secrets. Ready to go? Okay, so our story starts at Priya's house. She and Rohan are busy getting everything ready for their day out. And this is where we learn our very first, and probably the most common, rule of all.
Priya's looking in the fruit basket, and she grabs a nice, shiny red apple for her tiffin box. The word apple is a singular noun. Why? Well, 'cause it just means one. Simple, right?
But just as she's about to close the basket, Rohan peeks over and says, "Hey, can I have one too?" So now Priya needs to pack more than one. How does she talk about them now?
It's actually super easy. For most words, you just add a little s right at the end. That's it. So one apple becomes two apples. Priya pops both apples in the basket. Perfect. Now they've got enough to share.
So, with all their bags packed, Rohan and Priya get to the sunny park. It's beautiful! But guess what? Here in the park, they find some words that need a slightly different kind of magic to become plural.
Rohan's in charge of the yummy sandwiches his mother made, and he's packed them all very carefully inside one single box to keep them from getting squished. But let's imagine they were packing for a huge party. They'd need lots of containers for all the sandwiches, maybe some poha and samosas. They would definitely need more than one box. What would we call them then?
Here's the special rule. You see, for words that end with a sort of hissing or buzzing sound like s, sh, ch, or x, just adding another s is kind of tricky to say. Go on, try it. Boxes? Sounds a bit funny, right? That's why we add es instead. It just rolls off the tongue so much better. So one box becomes many boxes. Same with the bench they sat on. It's just one of the many benches in the park.
Okay, snack time's over, and now it's time to play. And this is where we run into the letter Y. Now, Y can be a little bit tricky because it actually has two rules of its own. Let's check it out.
So Priya pulls her absolute favorite toy out of her bag to play with. You see the word toy ends in that letter Y. Let's see what happens if she had more than one.
The big secret here is to look at the letter that comes right before the Y. If it's a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, like the O in toy, you just add an S. So easy. One toy becomes many toys. But if the letter before the Y is a consonant, like the B in baby, you do a little trick. You drop the Y and you add IES. Rohan and Priya saw lots of families in the park, so one baby in a pram becomes many babies.
All right, get ready for some real magic now. Some words, they don't follow any of the rules we've talked about. Nope, they just transform. It's like they have a secret superpower or something. So Rohan was having an amazing time running all over the place, but then he stumbled a little bit, and now his foot is feeling a little sore. He has one foot that hurts.
But of course, he has two of them. And we don't say foots, do we? No way. The word magically changes to feet. This happens with other words, too. One little mouse becomes many mice, and one child becomes many children. These are just special words you have to remember, like a secret code.
Now, for the biggest surprise of all. Rohan and Priya wander over to a small pond in the park, and they discover some words that are exactly the same, whether there is just one or a whole lot of them.
Priya points to the water. She whispers, "Look, Rohan, I see a colorful fish swimming right over there." It's a single, beautiful fish.
Rohan looks closer and his eyes get really wide. Wow, you're right. But wait a second. There are like 10 fish in the pond. Did you catch that? The word didn't change at all.
And there's our next rule. Isn't that funny? Some words, especially names of animals, just don't change. One fish, many fish. One sheep, many sheep. They're just a special little group of words that like to keep things super, super simple.
Wow, you have learned so many new rules today. I think you're totally ready to put your new skills to the test. So let's play a little game and help Rohan and Priya out with their picnic list.
Okay, take a look at this list. Let's do the first one together. He likes apple. What do you think? That's right, apples. Now, what about berry? Uh-oh, remember that tricky Y rule? You got it, berries. How about these next two, potato and tomato? They both end in O. What do we do there? We add ES, potatoes and tomatoes. You are doing an amazing job.
That was fantastic. You helped Rohan and Priya figure out every single word. You've learned all the main rules for making nouns plural. You are officially a plural noun expert. So, I've got one last thing for you to think about. Just look around your room right now. What do you see? Do you see one book or many books? One window or many windows? Keep practicing and I promise you'll start seeing these amazing singular and plural words absolutely everywhere. Thanks so much for learning with us today.